Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome May Zalat to another one of our guest talks interviews. May is the head of education at Blossom Nursery and has a background in early years for over 15 years. May, being a mother of a child of determination, knows firsthand what it takes to raise children with learning difficulties and the obstacles that they may face. We look forward to exploring both her personal and work experience in this field. Hi, May. How are you?
Hello, Jihan. Thank you so much. How's everything?
Everything's good. Thank you. We're excited to talk to you today.
Thank you.
So we'll head on to the questions now. So May, what would you like to tell us about Blossom Nursery?
Blossom Nursery, it's one of the largest childcare providers in the UAE. So we have 27 nurseries, and we are super proud to call ourselves we are an inclusive nursery because we are accepting all the children and we are approaching each child individually, depend on his strength and their abilities.
Amazing. And May, you've been working in early years for some time now. What piece of advice would you give somebody that's looking to enter the early years field?
That's a good one. To be honest with you, they have to be passionate about what they are doing because working with the children, young age group from 45 days up to 6 years old, it really requires a lot of passion about what you're doing, especially in early years sector. There are always new research, new studies, so the person or the teachers, educators, they need to be eager to learn more and to keep trying to change their approach or teaching ways because nothing is suitable for all the children. So I cannot teach or facilitate the learning. We don't actually teach in early years, we facilitate the learning for the children, but I cannot use the same approach for all the children. So I have to be able to learn new approaches, new ways of teaching all the time.
Amazing. And that actually takes us to our next question. And that is, what is the biggest misconception about working in early years?
One of the biggest misconceptions, to be honest, is that parents, they think that nurseries or early childhood centers, they are daycares and we are just taking care of the children. Yes, of course, we are taking care of the children, of their well-being, safeguarding and everything. However, we are working for the child to develop their 7 areas of development. So we have a lot of other things to work on: communication and language, social, emotional, physical development, understanding the words. These are really important things for us to raise the children because the age from 0 to 8 years old, this is the foundation of the children. And whatever we will do with them now, their life will depend on this in the future.
That's amazing. And I recently checked out your Instagram and see that you have a really nice community of parents and educators. And we'd like to ask, how have you been able to foster a community on social media full of parents and educators, and what have you learned from doing that?
To be honest with you, when we are all now on social media, right? And our main core actually is to support the parents. So we are here to support the parents, to let them understand the children development, to let them understand why the children they behave certain times, like they're having tantrums sometimes. So the social media was a very good tool for us to for example, to address indirectly to the parents what do we want them to do, what do we want them to learn about their own children. So it's very good to have short messages all the time that the parents they can see. It's really important as well that we are not to show ourselves that we are expert in early years 100%, but we are learning from the parents themselves. So it's not only we are educating the parents, no, it's vice versa. So we are learning a lot from the parents as well. So it's very good to have this community for all of us to learn from each other. Either I'm an educator or I'm a parent at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's great. It's a really effective approach as well to look at it from that way. And another question for you, May, is that how would you recommend creating an engaging learning environment for children with special needs and to be able to include them in activities?
To be honest with you, Jihan, we are dealing with all children individually. So even if children of determination that we have in Dubai only more than 120 children of determination in our nurseries, which is a big number, but we are not approaching them as they are children of determination. We are approaching them as individuals. So either children of determination or not, we are approaching them separately, individually. So if that child, for example, who has special education need, he needs to work on his speech, or he needs to work on his confidence, or he needs to work on requesting something, that's what I will be working on with him. So it's really important as well for us that our teachers, they are all trained to know how to approach the children individually. There is something else that we started as well this academic year to provide, which is I'm very proud of, to be honest, at Blossom Nurseries. We have inclusion specialists. So yes, we do have in each center some coordinators to be able to support the teachers. However, now we have inclusion specialists, two extraordinary, very qualified inclusion specialists, one in Dubai, one in Abu Dhabi, to be on the ground, to be able to support the teachers, because we cannot expect from the early years teachers to be special education needs specialists, because this is not their background. That's why we have the inclusion specialists to be there to support them and to give them hints and tricks, what they can do, what they have to adjust in their environment in the classroom, what do they have to change in their teaching approach, and so on.
Yeah, that's very useful that you mentioned to look at every student's unique attributes and to approach it that way. So yeah, that's great to hear.
Thank you.
And how can schools, May, put together diverse programs which really harness inclusivity?
So as I mentioned previously, it's really important to look at the children individually. Yes, we're concentrating, and we know that teachers, they have plans, they have observations, they have reports, but when they are in the classroom, they have to really be on the ground, forget about everything, and to approach the children individually. So if we go back to the core of our sector, which is the child at the end of the day, and that will take us to the best standard, or to the best approach, because at the end of the day, either a child of determination or not, we will be approaching him according to his personality, to his strength, and to his uniqueness.
Yeah, that makes sense. And to get to know you more a little bit on a personal level, May, what would you say is your highest career point and your lowest?
Okay, so the highs, and in all the sectors, there is up and downs all the time, of course. But if you love, we'll go back to my advice, whoever wants to join early years, it's the passion. So if you have the passion, you will overcome any low career, for example, or any obstacles that you will face. The really high career that we are having in early years, which I love, first of all, how you see the children growing in front of you, because the first 8 years you can see huge change. You can see them when they love you as a teacher. You will see them start talking like you, start copying you. You are their role model, which is something was really satisfying for me all the time when I was a teacher. At the end of the year, you will feel the children, they're all talking like you, doing the same things. So we have to all the time to remember that we are their role modeling for those children. We are raising the future leaders and doctors and lawyers. So we want to raise them as the best we can.
That must be such a rewarding feeling as well.
100%, yes.
And what is the one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self, May?
Wow.
Big question.
And that's a very good question. I think not to listen to any judgment. So not let any judgment to let me down. It's really important to believe in ourselves. It's really important to believe that whenever we are trying and keep trying and learning, we can do it, and stay positive.
Yeah, that's great advice. Short and sweet. And The final question we have for you, May, is where do you see the future of education and what do you hope for it?
To be honest with you, what we started to do actually on the ground here at Blossom Nursery is that where we wanted the future of the education to be. We wanted all the nurseries and the schools to go toward that, toward concentrating, of course, on academics, but concentrating more on life skills, concentrating more on raising confident children, children who are able to think outside of the box, to not be afraid to initiate an idea or to come and to tell you that I have an idea, can we do it? So believe me, in 13 or 30 years, robots will take over everything. Or they started already, actually, in some of the shops. When you come to Dubai, some of the shops, you have robots everywhere now. So we want to raise children to be able to find work. Because if robot takes over everything, we need children who are creative, who are they can use their imagination, they can initiate new ideas to explore the world, and that's what we need to work on from now. We're working on their life skills. We're giving them the opportunity to explore and to initiate new ideas, and we're happy to support that. Not only that, we are concentrating on worksheets or how to hold the pencil. Of course, we're doing that, but through play at the end of the day.
Yeah, this interview has been long enough, May, but it's been amazing speaking to you and getting to hear the answers to all of these questions that I'm sure everybody will find wisdom in. So thank you so much for your time today, May. And we've enjoyed hearing about your experiences working in early years and all the wisdom you've been able to share. We at GESS Education wish you the best in your endeavors, May.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jihan. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye, May.
Bye.